I spoke with Kelsey Doorey. She is the founder of Vow to Be Chic. It is a startup that aims to save bridesmaids money and convenience. Now, starting today, big deal here on Risk and Reward, you can vote on whether you would fund or fold on this week's pitch. So check out our website. You can do it there, foxbusiness.com/elevator-pitch to cast your vote. Without further ado, here is Kelsey's pitch. I am here with Kelsey Doorey. She is the founder of Vow to Be Chic. Kelsey, what's it all about?
So Vow to Be Chic is the first company that rents designer bridesmaid dress rentals. Men have been renting tuxes forever, and now it's the ladies' turn. And a bridesmaid spends an average of $1,700 per wedding that she's in, including $300 on a dress that she'll never wear again. With Vow to Be Chic, she can save up to 85% or hundreds of dollars by renting the designer dress.
All right, well, let's see what kind of feedback you get from the judges. You just heard the pitch from Kelsey Doorey. So she founded Vow to Be Chic. It rents out designer bridesmaids dresses at discounted prices. So friends of brides love Kelsey. We'll see if our judges love the business model. Deepen Parikh is with us now. Interplay Ventures, Dayna Grayson from NEA, and Adam Plotkin from FF Venture Capital. So Deepen, I'm going to start with you. What do you think?
I like it. I think it's a smart move, natural progression for the wedding and bridesmaids industry.
All right. What's your main question?
So my main question is more on the customer acquisition piece. So clearly the customer acquisition is getting more expensive, paid media especially. Can you talk about how your marketing strategy kind of differentiates from the other competitors, and also a bit about the network effect of bridesmaids turning into brides?
Yep, definitely. Great question. So for us, word of mouth has really been a key part right now. I mean, getting a little bit of press and people sharing it with their friends. The reaction we hear from almost every woman is, why didn't I think of that? Or why wasn't that around when I got married if they're already married? So we had an article written about us in the spring. In one day that it was published, we had 25,000 bridesmaids sign up to rent dresses from us. So it's really just been a word of mouth kind of thing so far, and since we're early on. In terms of customer acquisition, the great thing about our business is that once you get one bridesmaid, you get the entire bridal party. So you can split the acquisition cost by the number of bridesmaids, which is on average 5.
Dayna, what was your take on the pitch?
Look, I love the idea of making bridesmaids dresses as easy to rent as tuxedos, and I think in this world that we're living now, anything that can be brought onto a rental-based or an on-demand model is going to be brought that way. The biggest question I have, and I appreciate the point that if you get one bride, you get the whole bridesmaids party, but the real attractiveness about businesses where you turn a single product sale into a rental-based model is that you get these customers back over and over and over again. So I'm just not clear on if you typically make $300 on a bridesmaid's dress, and now you're making at most $150 plus the shipping. Can you really make more money off of a single bridesmaid in this model? Because once you're a bridesmaid, maybe you'll be a bridesmaid again, but it's got to be at least 2 or 3 times before you make the money, and you're not going through the bridesmaid to make the sale.
Yep. So the great thing is that the average woman is a bridesmaid multiple times in her life. I, for example, have been one 6 times, and a lot of my best friends aren't even engaged yet. So not only are you a bridesmaid multiple times, but then you're also the bride. So that definitely, works towards our advantage. The other thing is that the bridal industry is made to order. So our inventory, we actually get to build as we go. So we don't need to place an order for a dress until we have an order from the customer. So that alleviates a lot of the inventory risk, and it makes it easier for us to scale.
Before I let Adam weigh in, I actually have a question about, how can you get 6 that fit women of all different shapes and sizes, especially in this kind of luxury end?
Yeah, no, that's a great question, one we hear often. So what we do is we're actually the only ones to provide an at-home try-on service. So the bridesmaids select the dress of their choice. We send them the dress in 2 sizes based on their measurements at home to try on months before the wedding, and then a week before the wedding they get the one dress that fit them best. So that's really the way we address that.
So what is your take, Adam?
First of all, I think your website is really great. It's very clean, it's professional, it's very consumer friendly. It's obvious what the value proposition is, and it was very clear to me what you're trying to do. One of my favorite portfolio companies is Appy Couple, which is a sharing and a planning tool for brides. So we've done a lot of work on the industry, and I think you're really onto something here. My question really is about the underlying economics of your business, specifically how many times do you have to rent a dress after fees and expenses before you start to make money? And given the sort of cyclicality or the seasonality of the bridal season, how does that play into it?
Yep, so we partner with the top bridal and even some ready-to-wear designers. So we purchase the dresses from them at wholesale pricing. So a dress actually pays for itself on the first rental, keeping in mind, to Dayna's point, that we don't purchase it until we have the order. And all in, the dress breaks even on the second rental. And as for seasonality, if you go back and look at pictures through the years of bridesmaids, the bridesmaids dresses aren't very seasonable. They're not really tied to fashion. So the bridesmaids trends are pretty constant throughout. So we work with our top bridal designers. We carry their top styles, and they don't change so much season to season. That said, we're growing our inventory constantly to attract the larger demands from people with different tastes.
Deepen, you've heard the pitch. You've heard some of the questions here. Yay or nay, would you introduce Kelsey to your investing partners?
I would. I'd be interested to learn more. Big concerns still lie around unit economics and the marketing strategy, but I like it.
Dayna?
I love the wedding business, but I have a lot of questions around whether this is the right fit for the bridesmaid rental market. I think it's all about the turns of the inventory, and I'm not sure it fits the way the market kind of works today with the advanced orders. So I think it's kind of on the bubble. I'd probably decline for now.
Adam?
So I agree with the issues around inventory, and for me, what I really need to do is to get into the nitty-gritty and the financial details and the financial model. So I'm not really sure we're the right kind of capital for you, but I think that you definitely are onto something, and I'd love to learn more.
All right, so Kelsey, one intro, one no, and one, conditional one. We thank you, judges, Deepen, Parikh, Interplay Ventures, Dayna Grayson, NEA, Adam Plotkin, FF Venture Capital, and of course, our founder, Kelsey Doorey, Vow to Be Chic. So you just heard from the judges. We have heard from you so far. We had you weigh in via our website. Would you invest? 78% would fund, 22% would fold. That's the feedback so far from Kelsey for Kelsey.